Hey guys, this is my 1950 two-door Buick Special that about a year ago we did a Comet Wash on and applied flood Penetrol kind of as a patina preservative. Somebody's excited about something. When it first applied, it was quite glossy and it's kind of dried down to a matte finish. And yeah, the car is a little bit dirty and it could do with a reapplication. That is not what we're doing today though. I just wanted to show you kind of a after a year shot. Let's go look at what we're going to work on today. What we have here is a 1950 Ford Coupe that certainly has some patina to it. What do you say we give this a going over with some Comet and try the flood Penetrol on it and see what we get. I'm hoping some more of this kind of seafoam green is going to come out. I think that's the original color of the car. And we'll see what we can get. Let me bring this up a little closer to the house so we can get out with a garden hose and get you guys set up on a stand and we'll see how it's going to turn out. Thanks for watching. We're basically set up here. I think we'll be able to make it work. The paint is pretty badly burnt. You can see we're down through. There's still a bunch of lichen and stuff on here. I did hose it off with the pressure washer when I first brought it home, but obviously it was just a quick and dirty. But I'm not sure what we're going to get out of this. How much of this dark blue or green or whatever it is going to come off, and how much seafoam we're going to be left in with underneath. A bunch of this surface rust is going to come off of here though, so we might actually find more paint than we think we are. It's kind of interesting how that works. Before we get too carried away with scrubbing of things, let's talk about what we're going to do with the Comet Wash. I have here a bucket with some fairly warm water in it. We've got a sponge with a Scotch-Brite scrubby or another Scotch-Brite scrubby. And basically all I'm using the wash mitt for is to flood the Comet off of there when we're done. So what we'll do is we'll wet it down with the warm water or the garden hose. We'll sprinkle some Comet and then we'll scrub at it with the Scotch-Brite, and that will start to bring things back. Let me get you guys set up on a stand here and we'll see what it's going to look like. This is the product we're going to use to put on there, the flood Penetrol. This is designed for taking brush strokes and roller marks out of oil-based paints, but it also works kind of like a clear coat. The trick with this is you don't want to use super aggressive Scotch-Brite. You just want to use the blue, like the kitchen scrubbies, as opposed to the red or green or something like that. And you can see it starts to turn brown right away. We might have to do a couple of coats on this. Just taking the blue off. Let me remove the ladder back so we can get the rest of the roof here. Well, let's see what we got. Well, I think we might have got a little bit more painted surface. Not a whole lot though. And we're pretty, like I can feel the scale of the rust up there. That is definitely has some texture to it. Let me redo the Comet Wash on this just to see if we can smooth it out just a little bit more. And I'll bring you guys back when I got the whole roof done and we'll see what it looks like. I've got the roof basically done, both sides, and you know, if there's no paint left, you're not going to bring it back. But here on the hood, you can kind of see what this has accomplished. You can see a lot more of the seafoam green showing through, and it's definitely a lot smoother after going over it with the scrub pad and the Comet. It still has some texture to it though, like it's not made it perfect. For that crusty stuff, you'd probably have to go at it with like the red Scotch-Brite. You don't necessarily really want to do that. Over here you can see, I haven't done this side yet, and you can see how much more green we've brought up compared to this side. There's quite a bit more, in this area here. Is this going to come up as well as this did? Who knows? It does tend to take a lot of the orange that's kind of covering the paint underneath off of there, and it'll definitely be better. So I will continue on here. We'll get the trunk and the hood finished here, and I'll bring you back when I have that done. This fender is kind of a prime example of what you find when you start going at it with the Comet. It looked like it was completely rusted with no paint left on it, but what we actually have here is kind of like a brown primer over top of the blue and the green paint. I've just given it a quick going over, and you can start to see it coming back here. I'm not sure. I'm guessing there's some kind of repair done in this fender. Obviously the lower corner needs a repair, but that's not a huge problem. I don't think I'm going to dig into this any further right now, but this fender would be worth coming back and going over again with the Comet one more time. Kind of interesting what you find when you start digging into it. Well guys, we've given it a good cleanup with the Comet. If we were about to put this thing on the road and this was going to be a finished project, I'd probably go at it a little harder with the more aggressive Scotch-Brite rather than the soft kitchen ones. I'd get the red or green or something like that and go at it. That would smooth the scaliness from the rust out a bit more, and it would also peel down more of this blue to this the seafoam green that I kind of want to have as the primary color. Also, we've got this brown paint on the front fender that we take down a little harder. But for those of you curious why we're working on a shoebox instead of on the 1959 Jeep, there are a few reasons. The first and most important one is we're waiting for parts. Can't start assembling a transmission and transfer case until the parts arrive. Oh, still got a little bit of Comet we got to wash off the back here. Hi Gus. The second reason is this is where that car was parked, and we have a little dirt project that we're going to have to do here, or more specifically cement. We have a new tool for the shop. We got a 2-post 10,000 pound lift that needs to get set up. I'm going to put a cement pad in here with the idea that it could eventually have a building put up on it. For now, the coupe is going to sit over here just in front of the parts coupe, and since it was sitting out here in the open, it kind of bothered me, and I decided we need to give it a wash. We are rapidly losing daylight here, and somebody's telling me that he needs to go for a walk. So I think we're going to shut it down here, and we'll come back and apply the Penetrol tomorrow. Until then, it's the next night, and I've given things just a quick wipe down with a rag. We're not going necessarily for perfect. We still got a little bit of lichen and stuff that's in around the seams, and basically all I'm going for here is I want to seal things up so that we don't get any more rust than what we've already got. And this will certainly do that for us. Now the beauty of Penetrol is it's designed to remove brush strokes from oil paint. So guess what? We can just use a cheap, this is actually a Harbor Freight chip brush, to apply this stuff. And as long as we do a fairly level coat, it should go on pretty nice. Let me get set up on a stand here and brush a little bit of this on the roof and going, see how it looks. Well guys, you can see we've still got a fair bit of gloss here. The Penetrol is a little tacky. It's been, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Camera died on me. I had to go stuff some more electrons in it. This chewed up pretty much a can. There's a little bit left. There's a little bit left in the can down there, but mostly it is empty. But I layered it on there pretty good. Soaked it into the rust, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Is it a really nice patina rod now? Not really. I think the paint's a little bit too far gone to be doing patina rod with this one. But absolutely, this will seal up the rust, and it'll be better off with this paint protection on here. I think this is where we're going to end this one. Thanks a lot for stopping by. If you got this far in the video, give me one of those thumb up things. Give me a like. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. Love to have you come back and see some more. And we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks for watching.